I always wanted to be a great maths teacher, and I always thought of making math as a very friendly kind of subject. When a child comes to me and says that, "Ma'am, thank you so much," and when the parent is crying at the time when parent is leaving or the child is leaving the school, so those moments are actually very, very precious.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Great Principles. I am Seema Chhoriya. I bring to you another iconic figure from the world of Indian academia. You love your work when your work is with the people you love. And if the love and passion is about your love for children and passion for education, you have the best career in the world, teaching. I have been on roller coaster ride for past few months, meeting with great minds in Next Learning and academia. All are exemplary with a vision to reform and take education to the next level. My guest today is no exception. Education has her heart and soul. Let's get to know more about her ideologies and what makes her take this acid test and come out as a winner. Our guest today, Mrs. Ranjna Jangra, Principal B.K Birla Public School, Kalyan. Welcome to Great Principles, ma'am. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you, Seema. It's my privilege to be here. Thank you so much.
Welcome, ma'am. So, ma'am, let's begin by knowing what happened that once you were in education, you chose as your vocation. And now it's almost like 27 years and still going on. So I would like to know from you, what was your vision then and what is your vision now?
See, when about 29 years ago, when I started my career as an educator, I was a teacher, in fact, earlier. So when I started teaching, my vision was a little different. At that time, when I joined as a mathematics teacher, and I always wanted to be a great maths teacher. And I always thought of, making math as a very friendly kind of subject. Most of the children have phobia from maths. So I always wanted children should love maths. Children should know concepts, and I always tried my best to make subject approachable, reachable, and properly should be understood by children well, because it's a little abstract topic, abstract kind of things are there. So that concrete experience to the students, it was very much required. So as a mathematics teacher, when I joined earlier in my long ago, when I joined as a teacher, my vision was this, that to make this subject very popularized, and children should feel friendly with it and not have phobia because of it. So this was my vision at that time when I joined as a teacher in my early time when I joined my first school as a teacher, you can say. Then later on, as the time progressed, as I got a little more experienced and got more maturity, the time changed. So vision also went into that kind of revision, And later on, once I was more into it, I realized that there is a kind of cumulative cognitive and learning deficit among children. In fact, many children, they face that problem, because especially when I started teaching mathematics, I felt that because from the early ages, they start if they start hating the subject, if they don't love subject, it may be because of any reasons. There may be multiple reasons for that. So because of this, they don't develop interest for the subject, and they that those gaps keep on accumulating as they grow. And a time comes later on when it is very difficult to fill up those gaps later on. And it is not about mathematics. I realized it because I was teaching maths, but basically it is a general concept. In fact, it is seen that because of many reasons, children, they experience this learning deficit, which creates later on a problem with them for their higher education, and when they go to the higher classes, it becomes very difficult for them to pick up the concepts because the base is not strong. So this is what I always wanted, and now also this I envision that children should should be very concrete and concepts, and they should learn. They should develop love for learning throughout their life. In fact, if that we are able to develop among students, I think the work is done, because then whichever field they go for, whichever subject they choose, they will definitely learn if they have that tendency to learn throughout their lives. So this is what is my vision. I feel I always look for, and this is what I want for children.
And the way you describe it describes how a teacher evolves. A teacher is someone who is an awakener. She awakens the love for learning. She is someone who makes a child realize that there is a lot more to what he thinks he can be. So this is what it is, when she is a teacher at heart, she automatically evolved in her own journey and realized that it's not only about one subject, it's about making learning fun in general, teaching them a lot more. So wonderful, ma'am. So this is how is ma'am's evolutionary journey. So going ahead, ma'am, now since you started as a PGT math teacher and have grown since due to your passion and efforts to this level as a school head today. So that is what it make all difference. So which skills do you think the 21st century educators need to ensure the qualities needs to be there in the educator in current situation?
See, in the current situation, if we talk about teachers should be responsive, then responsible. Responsive in the sense that seeing the situation, teachers should identify, teachers should be able to understand the need of the time. I mean, the time changes, and along with that, the need, the requirement of students, of time, of this world also, they undergo a change. So teachers should be responsive to it. Teachers should understand that yes, this is now required, and this is the time to change in pedagogy, maybe in curriculum, maybe in the way teacher respond to the situation and to the students. So teachers should be responsive. This is what I feel. Then not only identify, teachers should be responsible also. I mean, after identifying, after understanding the need, and after understanding the changes which are required, a teacher should be able to implement those changes also. There should be an action. It should not be only identify and keep it with you, that's it. So teachers should be able to implement those changes also in her teaching, whichever is under her control or his control. The teacher should be able to take an action to implement those identified changes or whatever things are required. And then teacher should be adaptable. Adaptivity is very important, especially if you're talking about current situation, the way world has changed in last 18 months. If the teacher is not adaptive, if teacher is having rigid mindset, it is very difficult for a person to survive also in this kind of changing world, which is rapidly changing. So teacher has to be adaptive, has to have a growth mindset, not the rigid mindset, should be ready to learn, should be ready to adopt the changes, should be ready to, I should not say that teacher should unlearn and relearn, because there are many things which are not wrong, which we learned earlier. So not necessary to unlearn always, but yes, whatever we have learned, we need to upgrade it. We need to update whatever we know. We need to upskill ourselves. The teacher has to continuously upskill, continuously upgrade and update the knowledge and whatever skills teachers have, because skill set also changes with time. So they have to upgrade their skill sets. So this is very, very important, that, and they should be ready, because forcefully we can't get it done. The teacher should have from within that kind of, that intention that yes, I need to undergo a change. I need to adopt new technology, new methods, and that kind of growth mindset a teacher should have. So that's very important. if we see in today's situation. And of course, 21st century skill sets they should have. And one important quality which I feel that not only current situation, otherwise also, teachers should be reflective. That is very, very important.
Right.
A reflective educator is always, a great educator, I feel that. Because reflection leads to metacognition, and then it leads to the improvements also. If I'm not reflecting upon what I'm doing, I will not be able to bring changes, and I will not be able to bring improvements in my style of working, in my the way I deliver my lecture or the way I interact with students. So self reflection is very, very important. That helps teachers to grow, to evolve. So reflective educators actually is the need of the hour, I feel. So these are some of, I feel, very important qualities which today's teachers and educators should have. Of course, other 21st century skills like collaboration and good communication skills, creativity, that is again very important, because if teachers they don't themselves possess these skills, it is very difficult for them to give it to the students also. Because finally, if I want to teach 21st century skills to students, I cannot have a parallel curriculum to teach that. It has to be transacted through teaching learning process itself. So the teaching learning process is to be redefined, to redesign in such a way so that these skills can be developed among students. And this cannot happen if teachers don't have those skills. So this is what I look at teacher in this current situation.
Right. And ma'am, who has spent silver jubilee in this career, now she knows how this profession has evolved since ages now. Now teachers are no more knowledge keepers. Earlier there used to be the knowledge keepers. Now knowledge is available. Teachers are mentors, they are guides. And the change is the only thing that is constant. So my dear educators, be open to change. The teachers, those who are not open to change, those who are not, as ma'am mentioned, you cannot be rigid. You have to be flexible to the situation, and you cannot be reactive. You have to be proactive. And Correct. Take the lead. And our teachers have turned out to be unsung heroes in these difficult times. They were so apprehensive of technology, and today they are doing wonderful presentation. They are upskilling every day. So yes, definitely there are so many qualities which teachers have, and it is said, it will surprise my viewers, that a teacher has 64 skills. Can anyone imagine?
Yes, you rightly mentioned. In fact, technology is the most important skill which teachers should have, and especially when we talk about the current situation, technology-driven mindset is the need of the hour. Because if teachers, why? Because as I said, teachers should be creative, innovative, and if they are able to bring innovative methods, teaching methods in their teaching learning process, it will break the monotony also, and they will be able to create interest among students. Students this age, children, they are basically digital natives, and teachers, we may not be that smart like children, because they are definitely better than us in technology as far as technology is concerned. So we teachers also have to learn technology, so that when we are facing this generation in the classroom, when a teacher is facing this generation who is already ahead than you in technology, then teacher has to strengthen her own skills as well before facing these children.
Absolutely, ma'am. And given the fact with so many creative apps coming up, the technology has become really, really very easy to adapt. And interacting with so many leaders every day, one thing we at Great Principal have realized, whatever happens, technology will never replace teachers. But yes, it is a toolkit in their hand which can make teaching more effective.
That's true. That's true.
So all my dear teachers, please adapt to this technological evolution. If you do not, then it will be a difficult, tough times ahead. Going ahead, ma'am, being a leader in academia comes with its own highs and lows. So this high makes us happy and spur us on, but at low times it takes a toll on us. So I would like to know, who is your source of inspiration to look up to in tough times, in your low times?
See, I will not say that there is a one person, right? Because everyone in his or her life, whether principal or any other profession, if you talk about, we always have some people who always motivate us. So I can't say that there is one person. There are many, in fact. I remember when I joined my teaching career, and there was a person, I mean, he was vice principal of that school when I joined my first job as a teacher. So he was very, very passionate, very passionate. He was unmarried, and maybe this is the reason why he did not marry, because he wanted his life to be devoted completely for education. So I learned passion from him, that how children, would love him like anything. And he was friend with children, but at the same time, he knew that how to maintain distance and how to, be a teacher. So that passion which I learned from him. And then later on, I joined one school where principal was like, I learned administration from him. That yes, how the school can be run smoothly, and what are the qualities which are required for a principal to be a good administrator also. Because finally we are principals in our generally they take care of pedagogical aspects as well as the administrative aspects also in the school. So from there I learned administrative skills. Then from my next principal, I learned about how the teachers should be professionally developed, why training is so important. So I learned that aspect from her, that teachers should be continuously given training, and they should be professionally developed to to remain relevant in the time. So there are many examples. In fact, in today's time also, there are many people from where we can learn. One person, we can learn one quality, and from the other leader, we can learn something else, because everyone is good, everyone is very motivating, inspirational. So there are many people who motivate me at times. Not only principals, there are many teachers also. In fact, there are many people around us, those who motivate us. Sometimes I learn from my children also. I mean, sometimes they bring so many fantastic ideas, and then I stop, and then I think, why it did not strike me, why I did not think of this idea which my child is bringing and telling me. So there are many people from where we can learn, and we get motivation, we get inspiration, and we grow by learning.
Absolutely. So I think here ma'am has clearly bring out one takeaway from her answer, that whichever field you are, whatever be your position, whatever be your role, the only thing which can help you grow is lifelong learning trait. We
Yes.
all need to be lifelong learners. When you're open to learning, there is learning everywhere. It's all, like ma'am mentioned, learns from her children. So please, to all my viewers, open to learning, be a lifelong learner. That is what will make you climb this success ladder quickly. So going ahead, ma'am, we leave no stone unturned when we work, and when our heart is there. When someone gives their heart to their work, then only miracles happen. So and there are a lot of success story which you have witnessed every day, and there are so many lives that you have touched. So I would like to know from you, which one award of yours or a success story touched your heart the most and made you proud?
See, awards and recognitions always one feels proud and feels good and delighted about it always. But then I feel that when I look at awards and recognitions, and especially when we undergo a kind of process for any kind of award, so I look at it as a learning opportunity. There are many we actually received many awards, many recognitions, accolades, but I feel all those experiences where we learned something, and which the procedure gave us some sort of insight that yes, school need to do something to get this award. So like this, when we underwent all these processes and procedures, we learned a lot and we improvised, in fact. So there was a growth. So all these kinds of awards or recognitions where we get to learn something, where the awards which add value to the system, which add some sort of, you can say, improvisation in the system, those awards always I like. For example, INC Ramakrishna Bajaj award, we prepared our school. I mean, when we applied for it, it's a beautiful process. In fact, there is a standard, and the school has to undergo all that. It's a 6-month process. In fact, so there were 3-4 rounds, and we went through all these procedures and processes, and we introspect ourselves. There was a self-assessment in between, so there was a great learning, in fact. And so I feel good about such kind of processes when we learn something. So this is about awards. Now when we talk about recognitions, I feel that when a child comes to me and says that, ma'am, thank you so much. And when after, like now 10th standard children, they were coming to school to collect their certificates and all. So many of them came to me and they thanked, and that moment is really a great moment. And that is more than any achievement, more than any big award what we get. So this is what I feel when a parent come to you and parent comes and says that, thank you so much, ma'am. And then they are in touch with you even after when the child leaves the school, and when the parent is crying at the time when parent is leaving or the child is leaving the school. So those moments are actually very, very precious, and they are the moments when you get your real recognition, in fact.
So true, man. We can just feel that joy that you get when you know that you are the reason of spark for someone else's life. You are the reason for that change in his life. You have shaped him that way. So that is definitely a most joyous feeling one could ever feel. So going ahead, ma'am, on this beautiful note, we reached the very interesting segment of the show, which is called rapid fire round. You have to answer in one word only, maximum a sentence.
Okay.
You spend your recreational time indulging in activities like
cooking.
All right, and you can mention, ma'am, more 2, 3.
Cooking, reading, spending time with my pet.
Wonderful. So, ma'am is a pet parent. Going ahead, ma'am, your favorite travel destination.
Anything which is in nature.
All right. So, ma'am likes nature trails. Going ahead, vada pav or masala dosa? Your soul food is?
Masala dosa. Because you have given me 2 options, so out of that, masala dosa.
All right, wonderful. Going ahead, the movie that had you in splits?
I'm not able to recall any movie because I like comedy movies, in fact. So, but I can't name any one specifically, you can say.
All right. So the last question in this segment, the music genre you associate yourself with?
Old songs, old Hindi songs.
So old Hindi Bollywood songs is something which ma'am likes to listen. Wonderful. It was interesting to know you in this segment. Going ahead, this brings to me to the last question of the show, which is also called Viewer's Choice Question. And viewers have written to us that education is a pyramid. School, children, and parents are the 3 corners. School staff and management deal directly with students, whereas parents stay in the background. Many things are beyond their comprehension. It's gapping hole of misunderstanding sometimes. Though all stakeholders want the best for their pupils, what measures can be taken to fill this great divide between parents and school management?
See, as you rightly said that these are the 3 corners of a triangle. I can say, you use the word pyramid. They make a triangle because they are 3 corners: parent, child, and school or school management, you can say. And in geometry, triangle is the strongest shape. Triangle is the strongest shape in geometry. And if we talk about this relation, which is basically, see, parent and school has to work hand in hand for the benefit of child, basically. See, we also want children to grow, into responsible citizens, and whatever vision we have, same is the vision for parents also. So we both are basically working with for the same vision. But then, as you rightly said, sometimes sometimes it happens that maybe at certain point of time the thinking may differ. And I feel difference in opinion is always very healthy. There is no harm in that. And parents are the major stakeholders when we talk about school system. So I feel if school interact with parents regularly in small batches, or maybe one-to-one interactions, there is a regular communication. There has to be a regular communication between school and parent. There must be multiple open communication channels which a school should provide, or school should be ready to have a dialogue with the parent always. And we always see, if school has a vision or an educational philosophy, the school has to convey it to the parents through multiple ways, forums, and we have to somehow take them also in our journey. We cannot say that you are going separately and we are going in our own journey. That cannot happen. We have to go together. So as I said, we need to communicate, we need to take them also in our journey. For that, we can have workshops, we can have parenting workshops, we can have workshops on how they can help school, or how they can help children in their learning process. And then what is the philosophy of the school? We have to tell this to the parents also, time and again, because the reinforcement is very, very important in every PTM, in every you can say meeting, in every kind of orientation meetings. We need to communicate very clearly to the parents time and again. And moreover, parents should be involved in the teaching learning process. That is again very important. If we involve them, if we take them into the decision making, and then there are many ways through which we can involve the parents. Through PTA, of course, is there, but that is a mandatory kind of thing, so I will not name that. But yes, there are many other opportunities when we can involve parents in school work. They can help in co-curricular activities, they can help in teaching learning process. Like sometimes when we have need of a teacher, maybe for a short period, leave vacancy is created, suppose, then we invite our parents at times that, okay, if anyone can help us in doing this. So when they are involved, when they are directly into the process, they understand school better, and school also understand them better. So I feel this can definitely help the kind of friction, if sometimes is created, to minimize that and maybe to reduce that completely.
Absolutely. So wonderful tips shared by ma'am here, that keep an open channel of two-way communication, which is absolutely transparent with parents. Involve them as much as possible in day-to-day operations of the school, and keep reinforcing the philosophy of the school to the parents. That is what is required. When parents feel involved and the part of the school, they automatically feel more confident about it. And yes, they have entrusted the school with the biggest asset of their life, that is their own children. So they are required to be informed. Very rightly shared by ma'am. Wonderful tips here. So this was ma'am's journey. It was wonderful to know Ranjana ma'am. Thank you for your time with us, ma'am. I feel so great to have an opportunity to interact with you, and we at Great Principles are really privileged to hear your wise words. Thank you so much for your time with us.
Thank you, Seema. It's my privilege, and thank you for inviting me to the Great Principles, listening my vision, my ideas, and my philosophy about education and other areas. Thank you so much.